Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Chidima Evening here again. I'm so happy to see you guys, and today I am very well. I am happy, I am well rested, and I'm so thankful to everyone who reached out to me regarding my last video, my last post. That's the rant. I actually planned to do this video that very day, being yesterday, but it didn't happen because of everything that went down. But so far so good, we're back here, and thanks for sticking around. Thank you to my subscribers, thank you to my channel members. Even though you guys have all vanished, nobody rejoined, and I feel so sad. But anyways, life goes on, we move. Okay, so the topic I wanted us to talk about yesterday is one that I find quite interesting, because yes, it's just like a common thing in this time and age. So sorry that I have to bring my book because I note down things a lot. Excuse me. So the first thing is this. I remember that should be about over a month ago. I was live streaming in the evening, I think on a Sunday evening, yeah, when somebody whom I don't know, just it was his first time on my live stream, just came to the live stream, and the first question he threw at us was, if a man and a woman goes on a date, sorry, an aircraft is passing by, a man and a woman go on a date, who pays the bill? And the response I gave was, traditionally, it's meant to be the man, because men are meant to make the first move. And please, disclaimer, I am no relationship expert, but I'm just saying this based on the traditional values we have as Africans, and I know that this is like a global thing. So excuse me. And then he said no way, that if he ever goes out with a woman, the woman pays the bills. And I had some other person, I had Lee on the live stream, my favorite person on YouTube, Chidima Lee. He was on the live stream that evening, and he was like, hell no, as a man he wouldn't even allow a woman to pay his bills when they are out. That why should you? Except maybe you just want to support the bill, but not ideally your responsibility. And then he went on to say so many things. He made mention of, listen, that he has no job, he has no business getting a job, and then his woman must pay the bills, and his woman must take care of their child. And I was like, God forbid my daughter meets such a man like you, or ends up with a man like you, because this is slavery, this is daylight, this is modern day slavery, this is punishment, and this is the most wicked form of human thinking. How can you as a man say that you are okay to be jobless, and you're not even making effort into looking for what to do to bring in income, and it is also not your duty to take care of the child? You must choose your struggle. You must choose your struggle. There are no two ways about it. That's why in some cases, speaking as an African, sometimes when our men travel outside, leave Nigeria with their wives, the typical thing here is the woman does all the chores and all that stuff, and is always burned out, and the man gets to bring the money, and then doesn't have all the time to do any chores, because yes, it's not his role. But once you leave the shores of Nigeria to somewhere like first world countries, Europe or the US, you find out that it's not the dynamics here in Nigeria, where the man, everybody leaves in the morning, the man comes home before the woman, and then the woman comes in and starts to cook. As your wife is leaving in the morning, you have to stay home to babysit the children, because if you're still in the childbearing age, none of your kids would start school until they are 4 years old. So it got me thinking, do we really have men who are actually like this? I mean, you don't want to get a job, you want a woman to feed you, and you don't want to do the house chores. You must choose one. Because deep down in the conversation, he started talking about leaving, that he's in medical school. We don't understand how medical school works in the US. For the context of this video, I have my cousins are in the US who are actually medical doctors. Some studied medicine there, so I understand where he's coming from. So it's nothing new, because him saying that he lives I think 8 hours away from where his partner is, he can not always drive to meet the partner, so he doesn't have that time for all the crappy that changing diapers is not just this thing. You know, the way he bullshit it, like the way he made it sound like it's too low for him to do. How can it be too low for you to do when you actually said that you would be the one to be taken care of? How does that make you a man? So this is my question. I'm throwing out this question to men who are actually listening to me or watching this video. Is it right that you sit your ass down, have your woman get the job, feed you, and still do the chores? Because I was really, really infuriated by his nuisance. Sorry to use that word. So I had other people on the live stream. There's another lady, my friend, she was new to my channel then because we just met each other like a day before. Rose Ngaji, very popular now. She also was on the live stream and she was like, can you take this? You know, I was trying to be modest because I was the host. So I don't want to come out as very aggressive because that particular statement triggers me like a lot. It triggers me because why would you just want to suffer somebody? For what? Why would you want to be a demon? If you had left your partner will find somebody who would compliment her and do all that stuff for her and she would fly. So you're saying that changing diapers is not your thing, it's nasty, it's too low for you to do. And now, don't you think it's even lower for you to have a woman feed you? I mean, make it make sense. Because I see that it's becoming like a thing now. You know, men just want already made women. They don't want to do anything. I don't want to take care of you. I don't want to give you money. Just go ahead and take care of yourself. You're a big girl. Thank God. The big girl thing is not my problem. My problem is after being the big girl and taking care of the financial aspects, you will still expect your partner to clean all that mess, take care of the kids, have all the sleepless nights, do all that stuff. So at the end of the day, when your children, and you think children are not watching, when they grow up and decide to pay you back, you start saying their mother has poisoned their minds, wicked woman. Oh, listen, my advice to men is this. It's very simple. I personally, I can't give, okay, well, this is statistics, but I really cannot, apportion it into percentages. But I have really asked a lot of people. I started asking these questions from all the way from 2017. I started asking people I was working with then, especially the men. I usually ask, between your mom and dad, when I mean the men, older men, people in their 40s, 50s, between your parents, whom do you like the most? Whom do you love the most? I'm talking about men in their 50s and 40s. They are also fathers themselves. And they always choose their mother. Mama, my mom, my mama, my mama, my mother. Why? They say, my mama, now she do everything for me. Or my mother has been there. I saw her struggle so much with my dad, who was always going out drinking, keeping friends outside and just neglecting the home. And my mother did all she could, even though my father was alive, but my mother labored and struggled as though she had no husband, as though her husband was late. And, I wish I could give my mother the whole world. So this is coming from grown men, fathers. And you begin to see that. So sometimes they're saying these things because I think everything is just in cycle. It goes round the clock. So there are patterns that you watch while growing up, and it affects you so much that it becomes inherent in you. You will not even know that you are just like that man you are condemning, right? And then some of these men too are also guilty of the same thing they are accusing their fathers of, because once it's closing time from work, they're all headed to the bar, the lounges, pubs, they just want to go have fun, excluding they are not taking their wives along. So maybe their wives are actually traders doing well, very rich women. By the time their wives get home, their kids are already saying that this is a present parent, doing all that stuff alone. Where is our father? So they are repeating the same mistake that their fathers did. But I kid you not, I wish more men understood this. I wish men would actually understand that it doesn't take anything out of you to be present. And presence is not just providing money, because providing money is the bare minimum you can do for your family. Because if your wife works and starts to make money, there is already like a level up. But you have to be present in the lives of your family. Present for your family, present for your wife, present for your children. And not taking care of them as being too low for you. Because if you do, and then they see that disgust or that pride, that ego in you every time you are asked to probably assist or do something like that, They are taking notes. By the time they get older, they're going to start. Some that are actually very vindictive would want to pay you back, and it may not be funny at that time. So at that point in your life, would you blame your wife? So bottom line, sorry, there is so much chaos in my house. My kids, my kids and their father and grandmother. So bottom line is this. I don't know where that talk is coming from, but men, please, please and please, I'm begging, don't be like that guy. This is like an open discussion. If there is anything you want to add to this video, please go ahead and drop it in the comments. I'll be reading them and I'll definitely respond. But I feel it's the most cruel thing you'd ever do to any woman. Because once you start doing that to your woman, it means you have just swapped the roles, the gender roles, right? So you're meaning that your wife is now the man and you are now the princess. In that case, imagine your wife calling the shots and telling you what to do, and if you don't do it that way, there is problem. Doesn't make sense. A woman is meant to exist in her core femininity. In her core femininity, like allow the women to be women. Let the women be women. Let them be feminine. Let them be soft. But by the time you overburden her, by the time you overlabor her, she becomes a man, and the worst that would happen is that she begins to resent you. Imagine somebody who is your baby mama resenting you. So please, men, be careful. This topic is actually very broad. It is very broad, and I hate to talk about this to people that when I hear, I don't know. Like I said, sometimes it's the families we come from. Because make it make sense. Just like tell me why a grown man would say that he's okay not having a job and his woman must pay the bills. She must pay the bills and she must clean she must change the diapers and clean all that mess. Because you are what? You are what exactly? Don't want to use my Nigerian accent for you because this one vexes me. Anyways, thank you guys for coming to my TED Talk. If you want to add anything, please just drop me your thoughts. It's like I said, it's an open conversation. It's an open discussion. We can talk about this. We can even have episodes where we talk about this. Or I can as well start a podcast where I invite somebody who is like a relationship expert or who knows better than I do, because I am not a relationship expert, to talk about it. Anyways, thank you so much, guys, for sticking around. Grateful for your support so far. And yeah, stay tuned for more videos, okay? Until next time that I see you, Chidima loves you. Stay blessed. Stay safe. Bye-bye.